Okay, quick video, if that's possible, on spot treating an injury, going into a specific joint and treating that specific joint, why it doesn't work, why it will actually not only just not work or what's the big deal, but it'll make everything, you will affect everything and not in a pleasing way. Your body will respond and need to heal body wide, and you're going to feel that, and it's going to feel like things are getting worse. They kind of are. It's just needing your attention elsewhere. So think about this. You roll an ankle, or you hit a shoulder, or you do something with your wrist, or you have a back, or you're going to get. Why going to a physical therapist, occupational therapist of any kind, and they're going to give you a list of moves or a list of exercises or a list of something for that specific area. So now all of a sudden, you go into that specific area and you will get it stronger. It will bring blood flow. There will be plasma. There will be stem cell change. There will be all the things that go in to that specific area. But what you just did is you made that specific area ridiculously changed so that the others body wide need to change. And for them to need to change, the body was hoping that you would have stuck with principles of movement and principles that keep you here, and it would have just taken you with the ankle and you would have changed body wide from toes to thumbs. Instead, you just went ankle because you went to a professional that just gave you an ankle protocol, or you went to somebody that just had time to work with you and just your ankle and segregated the body and talked about nothing being connected. It won't change anything else. We're just going to get your ankle first, and then we'll do the rest. And then the body's going to get your attention with the knee and the hip and the spine and the other hip and the other knee and the other ankle and the foot and the toes and the arch of the feet and then the shoulder and then your elbows and then your hands. All throughout your life, it's just going to jump around trying to get, because the original change was supposed to happen through the attention of your ankle, through the injury of your ankle, but you were supposed to change it all. So when you go in, that's why people will start with me with Zooms and we talk about whatever they've experienced injury-wise, some of their biggest concerns. But some people are baffled because they thought they were going to get a set of knee things, a set of shoulder things, and I got a fuck ton of that stuff and could really rock the house with a specific joint. But when we go into toes to thumbs, when we go into changing your story about, when we go into ditching your imaging, when we go into completely remodeling your view of how this whole world works, your world within the world works through movement, your first language, your first nourishment, your first everything, that starts to be kind of overwhelming, or Jesus, nobody's ever told me this before. And I know that's why we're here where we're here right now. But the danger of it, take you rolling an ankle and you go in and do something very specific to just your ankle, calves, and feet. They become, again, more resilient, stronger, more adaptable, more able to manage these forces that you're encountering, emotional, intellectual, mental, spiritual, and physical, everything coming in. But everything's going to go through there and get pushed off to something else. Up the chain, down the chain, over the chain, around the chain. And you're going to be, it'd be like, I have this camper van, this badass thing that I got, and there's bolts loosening and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it like, wow, this whole structure, if I tighten this one bolt that was loose and don't go and tend to all the bolts elsewhere, the tightening of that one bolt just threw off the integrity, just made a change. So you stabilize one area, the others are going to have to change. Now, here's the design of the body and why it's kind of unfair to compare to a car. But the body, with an injury to an ankle, needs your entire system to go through the pain, the inflammation, the emotions that are tied with injury, the changes that you're going to have to change with the things you like to do in your life in regards to injury. You're going to have to remodel everything, retrain everything, readapt everything, get everything back online and go through that whole process, which could take 3 months to 3 years to 30 years. Since you're doing this for life anyway, just buckle up and get ready. It doesn't matter anyway. You're going to be doing this forever. So you going through those little processes, those processes of not limping on that ankle, not doing something to reduce pain so you can continue to participate in a level of life that has you less accountable, like bracing it, taking a bunch of oils, getting a treatment like a massage or Graston or deep tissue or laser or whatever, so you can, I don't want to change my life. I don't want to change how I walk. I don't want to change my walking habits because I love it. I just want to stay in there and not feel this. That's our goal. So the body, what it learns and what it adapts to and what it's exposed to, when you go through and impulse, input, damage to a specific joint, now that's an opportunity to change the entire system. And if you do it right, this is what I'm talking about. Not only will the ankle as a side effect be impervious to anything, like it won't even be a thought. Now everything just got better. And now your experience out there just got heightened. And now you're even feeling even more. But I keep having people go, I had surgery on my knee, I did PT, it worked, it was stronger than ever, my performance was better than ever, and then all hell broke loose in my knee. That's what I'm talking about. Or same with the shoulder, or same with wrists. Like, it didn't work. It just bought you some time and distracted you and disconnected you from feeling the true changes that needed to happen from toes to thumbs when we're talking about injury. You had to change everything. You had to sacrifice everything. You had to remodel everything. You had to drop the stories from every orthopedic, everybody you've ever, the massage therapist, the chiropractor. You have to stop all of it, change it all, which is scary because nobody's ever posed it to you this way. But it didn't work when you see that. Like, oh, when I'm talking about healing, I'm talking about being done. And then we have some massive falling down a mountain type scenario where it's like, oh, yeah, you couldn't manage the force of falling down the mountain. You injured something. That's not the, I healed my knee and then was running and playing and hiking and doing whatever. And then my knee did. Yeah, I mean, it worked, but no, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Or the knee then became a hip and now your hip's degenerated and then the ankle has to be fused and then your spine gets fused and it didn't work. These are signs that it really, really didn't work. Because when Cassie's talking about healing, you're done. You're not managing these episodes. That's what's so fucked up in the world today. It's like, no, we did these things for my shoulders and my wrists. It worked. I haven't had any flare-ups. I had one flare-up, but that was because I was knitting and no, there's no such thing as a flare-up. There's no such thing. That's not the healing level we're talking about. That's why protocols and that's why specific joint tending to don't work. They make things worse. We're not talking about controlling this steady decline, as I've stated. We're not talking about dealing with like minimizing the number of flare-ups. Full resolution. Full. That's the goal. That's the expectation. That is how the body works. Let's say you have to get a joint replaced or you choose to get a joint replaced. Same thing. That's why these dipshits will tell you, well, once we replace the one knee, you're probably going to have the other knee, or you're probably going to have, or once we fuse the two segments of the spine, you're probably going to have to. They're proving exactly what I'm saying right now, only do it on a grander scale. It's not that joint replacements are bad if you choose to do it wholeheartedly from your own soul. That you fully believe you've done everything you can. You feel that this is the best decision that you can make for you. Not for somebody else, not to appease somebody else, no, it's your decision. You just got to understand that when you choose that, you made an instantaneous change, an instantaneous fix, an instantaneous to a specific major joint of the body, which all joints are major joints, not just hips over the pinky toe. All joints are major joints. That's why a change to any of them affects all of them. You just have to understand that when you go ahead and get your original born with pieces taken out because they were a problem, they were just healing is what they were. That's why you felt them, and that's why the body responded with tightness, and why it responded with cysts and bone spurs and calcifications and arthrosis and stenosis and all this other stuff built around this. Is a massive healing response, but you just cut out all that healing response. It solidified. It went. Now the rest of the fucking body has to get on board. So just understand that if you've either had a joint replacement or you're going to have a joint replacement, that you acknowledge that this is the way it is. It's okay. The body will adapt no matter where you're at in the stage of the game, no matter when you realize this truth. But just understand that that's what is necessary for you and what you're going to have to do to change. And I could get into it. Cassie will say the same thing while changing a single thing on a lab panel. Change a thyroid. Change a testosterone level. Easy to do that with herbs and supplements. Easy to do that with drugs. You do that, you fucked the rest of the system to where it's going to have to make a massive healing response body-wide. You can glaze it over on either side of it. full-blown medicine, soft tissue injury, performance of the body through movement, being able to adapt and manage the forces of life. Can't spot reduce, can't spot change, can't spot fix, can't spot, nope. And so the whole thing with people reaching out, expecting a back protocol, expecting a knee protocol, I could totally sell out and do that, have you feeling better. And then I'd have to give you a shoulder protocol, and then I'd have to give you a thumb protocol, then I'd have to give you, I could do that. And I could be a whole hell of a lot busier. I could charge more. I could sell out. I could sell products. I could sell things. I could open up a clinic and do touching stuff and have all the gadgets and the lasers and all the certifications and all the shit. I can't do that, but I could. So that's the thing. When you're talking about, it's not just protocols, but when you're talking about an injury, you have to look at, go from point of injury and go to the ends of the body. Nothing is going to be healed without going through the hands and feet. Nothing is going to be healed without going through the wrists and the ankles. Nothing is going to be healed without going through the knees and the elbows. Nothing is, you get the deal. Everyone's selling something else. And they look like geniuses because you feel better. And there's something to be said for feeling better. I totally get it. I'm on board with you feeling better, but the whole feeling was the body's way of getting your attention to heal. The feeling will change when the body's done grabbing your attention. And the most brilliant one in my thing is when people say they threw out their back or their backs. Backs and spines will go down so much, your body won't let you leave your cave. It's pretty freaking awesome to know that it's calculated all these inputs throughout your life, and it's gotten to the point where it's like, this person will not survive if they go outside. I've been trying to get their attention with a lot of the feelings and symptoms that I've had. They've disregarded me. They've added massage and chiropractic. They've added acupuncture and TCM. They've done homeopathy. They've done all this stuff. They're really fucking getting in the way. I'm going to lock them the fuck down. What's the best way I know how? Well, if I tighten those muscles, the pain is going to be so severe, they're not going to want to get out of bed. All right, here we go. Whoa! And now you're locked up. And we call it, I threw out my back. And then go get imaging or go get something else. It's this brilliant way the body has of you, preventing you from going any further and doing any further damage it's to keep you here. It's to keep you here adapting and thriving to a level greater than whatever before. You either get in its way or you help it. But this whole getting a joint to feel better, fixing a specific area of the body, tending to a specific area, leave it. That's why I'm saying all the practitioners doing body work, all the people getting away, all the people doing blood panels and hormone treatments and testosterone, all this, like, stop. You're fucking everybody. And if you have a specialist in acne, you have a specialist in hormones, you have a specialist with injuries, you have a specialist with fascia, you have a specialist with feet, you have a specialist with hands, leave. They don't get it. Hope this makes sense. Bigger picture stuff. All right, back to it. Have a great day.